Good morning. I am getting on because I'm super excited. I get to see my bestie today. And I was thinking I didn't do a what I know for sure this past week. I was going to do one and I wanted to do some things in advance of it. So I'm going to do that one that I had in mind this coming week. So stay tuned for that. But then I was thinking, gosh, I want to talk about my bestie and how much. Well, I have a couple of besties and they're from college and I don't get to see them enough. And one is coming today. Her daughter's getting married in August and she is coming to find a rehearsal dinner place. So she's coming, we get to hang out, and I don't know if you have a bestie, but there's nothing better than a bestie. And you know, a bestie it's funny because my besties, they have my back. They always have my back. And that is so important in a bestie. So if you have a bestie and your bestie's always criticizing you and always like competing with you, then that's really not a true blue bestie, in my opinion. So I want to tell you how we met, and I'm hoping maybe that she'll want to get on live with me and I can introduce her to you later. Wouldn't that be great? So anyways, first of all, if you have a bestie or besties, you should tag them below. I want to know how long you've known them. I want to know how you met. And I want you to express your love for them because, you know, a lot of times our besties, we don't express it. We think it and we love them in the mind, but we rarely sometimes express it, you know? So anyways, my bestie, her name's Kathy. We met in college. We were randomly picked as suite mates at college. So we just had our 40th friend anniversary in January because actually I didn't start college until my second semester. That's another story because I had dating somebody and we were going to go to the same college and that didn't pan out. So I didn't apply. And so anyways, so I didn't start my freshman year until January, which was actually kind of lucky because I got a room where there were freshmen and who they vacated. They came a semester and then they left. And so my other bestie, her name's Tammy, she was my roommate. And so it was funny because she had a roommate who she didn't get along with. And so she said, I don't care. I just want to move out of this room. Put me wherever. I'll take my chances. So she moves down the hall and she didn't even know Kathy. So she was just down the hall. So Kathy became her suite mate too. I became her roommate. So we became three besties. And so 40 years. I don't even feel like I'm 40 years old. And I have friends who I've been friends with for 40 years. It's great in this day and age that people have, like my kids who have Facebook, they keep in touch with kids that they went to elementary school with. So that is really cool. But my friendships, my besties are from college. So I have vivid memories of meeting them. So I don't know if you have these memories, but little did I know in that moment that these people were going to be my lifelong friends and that they were going to support me through all of my tribulations. So I might get choked up. I hope I don't. But so anyways, I remember I got to school early because I was a freshman. And so my room was, nobody was there. I was the only one. So I got my room all decorated and my dad called me Frog Face. And so I collected frogs. And so I had a little frog collection and I had a Sesame Street quilt because Kermit the Frog was on it, right? And so I had it all, that was me. And so to hear Tammy tell the story, she comes in, her parents bring her back to school, after Christmas break, and they come in, she's wondering who her roommate's going to be, and she sees these Sesame Street sheets. And she's like, oh no, I just went from bad to worse because she had a bad roommate. So that was so funny. So then we meet, right? So then we're like curious. We hit it off pretty quickly. And I got to meet her parents. And that's the other thing about besties is you become so close with your parents. They're like relatives, like aunts and uncles. And her parents are still alive. I think they're like, I think they're 90 now, in their 80s, definitely. But anyways, so we were wondering who our suite mates were. So there were two rooms and we shared a bathroom. So we were like, okay, let's go check out their room, see what it looks like. So we go in the bathroom and we open the door and it's chained, so we can't like get in, and which is, you know, good. It was nice and secure, so you won't want some strangers coming in your room. So we were like looking through the chain, like trying to see like what, you know, the room was like, what their beds were like. So anyways, so that was the first meeting of my bestie Tammy, and then shortly thereafter Kathy came on the scene. And so Kathy, I lived in Northern Virginia, and just so happens that Tammy lived in Northern Virginia. We were from the same place, and our college was in southeastern Virginia. So we didn't go to the same high school, but we were in the same county. So anyways, Kathy was from Richmond. And Richmond's a little like south, and so she had a little bit of an accent, and she was very preppy. I didn't even know what preppy was in Northern Virginia. She had the button-down collar shirt, polo shirt, and she was all like dressed to the T. And anyways, she was kind of quiet, and she was a little introverted. So I changed that. She is the most fun. She makes me laugh. She is so witty and so funny, and she makes me laugh all the time. And so, but the thing that I love about my two besties, and every time that I tell them something, they are more happier for me than I am for myself. So they when I'm around Kathy, I leave feeling like I am so amazing, because she just lifts me up. She lifts me up, and she makes me feel so good about myself. And if I'm feeling down, then just go spend some time with her. She's never in competition with me. I had a really successful job. I worked at AOL for 13 years, and I went from technical writer to vice president in 7 years. My career skyrocketed, and through every step of the way, she was like, oh, that's so amazing. Oh, you're doing so good. Oh, sure, you're so awesome. She never, ever was jealous. She was never, ever envious of what I, you know, the good things that were coming to me in my life. And you always want a bestie to have your back like that. That is what a true blue bestie is. And I believe in soulmates, and I believe soulmates come in different forms. And so she is a soulmate. I mean, she, somewhere along the way, I think in another life, we were in some way connected to each other. So that, hey, Gay, hi, Shirley. So I wanted to get on here and say that what I know for sure is that life is so much better with a bestie. So if you don't have a bestie, then you should make that your mission, to find somebody who always has your back. And if you have a bestie and your bestie doesn't have your back, then you need to reconsider whether really that should be your bestie or not, right? Because some besties just want to put you down, or you might think they're your bestie, but so, and that is not the case. And my besties, hi Marlene, my besties, they're like my sisters, really, seriously. They know me. I have a sister. They know me better than my sister. So they can read me they know what's going on with me, and they've been through a lot with me. So, and it's really amazing to have a life journey with them from the time we were, like when I met them, I was 17. So, and now I'm 57, right? So 40 years is amazing. And a little other story on the side is that my husband was my college sweetheart, and we broke up, and it was not a good break. It was not a good, it was sad. It was horrible. It broke my heart. And so they were there for me, and that meant a lot, right? In fact, they were like, stay away from him. They protected me like mama bears. So fast forward 27 years, and he and I got reconnected and started dating. And it was the coolest thing, because not only did he and I have this connection from way back, but he had a connection with my friends. And so they knew him, and it was like, oh my gosh, We're together again. We're a little older, but we're all together again. So there's so much history there, and there's so much to celebrate, but there's so much future too. So like we were talking recently about buying a house together, like a retirement home where we could swap out and we could go, like our kids could go and stay there when, we just like alternate. I mean, that we want to go at the same time too, but yeah. So like, I'm so excited for the future and what it brings, because that hopefully we'll just have more time together, because our kids are now all grown and out of college. Her last one just graduated in December. So anyways, so besties are so wonderful. So anyways, tag your bestie. Tell me where you met him, her or him, because a bestie, like Will and Grace. Will and Grace are besties, and they're male and female. So you could have a male bestie or a female bestie. But anyway, so tell me where you met that person, how long have you known that person, and give them some major love, all right? Shout out how much they mean to you, all right? All right, happy Saturday. Maybe I'll get on later with Kathy, and you can meet her. All right, bye.